The type of sensitive that I am is that if I feel judged, I want to like retreat and shut down. That's the type of sensitive I am. It also makes me sensitive to like when I see other people being judged. Like, for example, months ago, I made a video about what are the actual characteristics of people who are cringe, because there's a trend of creators who on Instagram they make like Instagram reels or short form videos about like people who are cringe, and I was like, what are the actual characteristics? So I noticed that I do that with other people. Like I can do that with other situations outside of me. I can like take a step back from automatically judging and take a look from above and kind of observe like what are the characteristics at play here and why are people receiving these characteristics negatively. And I realize that's the coping mechanism that I need to take into an account for myself, because I have a problem with personalizing things. So instead of running to personalize things, it's it would be more of realizing that everybody has their own perspective. I already talked about this a little when I was talking about my family and when they try to convince me to do things, and it's not translating to me the way they want it to translate because they have one perspective and I have another perspective. So, applying that everywhere in life, really. And I know there's a saying that like everybody has opinions, but I feel like everybody has their own perspective is more encompassing in a way because it takes into account their past experiences. And I know there are some people who are like, oh, I don't really care to like look about that. There are people who are not as sensitive, so like they are just like able to disregard things. They're able to just like disregard things more than others. But for me, I do look, a part of it is for me looking at the other person's perspective and being like, they have this perspective X, Y, and Z, and it is shaped by whatever past experience they had. And that's not excusing anything, that's just saying everybody has a perspective. They have their perspective, I have my perspective, and that's why we land at this feeling of judgment, because our perspectives are not aligned and they express that in a certain way. Like, it stops me from personalizing everything, because that's what really gets me, like personalizing things, and especially things that I perceive as negative behavior or negative perceptions, like, oh, this means they think X, Y, and Z of me, and things like that. And I know why it's so hard to do when you're in it, because somebody can communicate something a certain way that you do not like, and when that happens, all other like the openness to receiving it shuts down, really. And that's a part that's at play, which is why I need the time by myself so that I can look at it objectively and be like, I did not like the way that was said, but clearly they have their own perspective and I have my own perspective. But yeah, when I'm by myself, I'm able to observe what happened objectively and break down, okay, it went wrong at this point. At this point, things went wrong, or at this point, there was the disconnection between perspectives. Right at this moment when they expressed this, I could see that I felt some type of way automatically, and now I understand it's because they have perspective X, Y, and Z, and I have perspective A, B, C. You know. But I don't think I'm here to persuade people to try and see my perspective. I think I'm here to just be me and live my truth and showcase that perspective through being me, being myself, doing the things I want to do, and just let it be. I think I got all my thoughts out, but that was it. See y'all whenever.